Following Palace's historic FA Cup final appearance, hopes were high at the start for a good season. So often, though, the bubble bursts early, but the 1990-91 season began with great promise for the club. Under the reins of ex-England star Steve Coppell, Palace have kept their feet on the floor, and he realistically analyses the team's potential.
We were written off by the bookies, certainly, and most of the pundits from the newspapers and television. We were amongst the group of favourites to be relegated. I think it's unlikely now that we will be relegated, and all of a sudden the season takes on a lot of potential. We could blossom in the league and finish well and finish strongly. As you say, we've realised from our FA Cup appearance last year that winning a trophy from that route is certainly not not beyond our means. We could easily string 5 or 6 results together and end up with a piece of silverware in the cabinet.
I think the target this year is to be a credible First Division side that's not a struggling First Division side. If we can achieve that and be looked on as that, then our sponsors and our advertisers and those sort of people that support the club, which are very important to us, they'll be able to sign up with confidence of knowing that we're going to be a First Division side next year and maybe for a few more years after that. That's really important.
Only as far as Humphrey. Humphrey pumps it in there. And is that a handball? And the referee has blown his whistle. It's a penalty to Crystal Palace. And in the opening stages, Chelsea have conceded a penalty. So it's Gray against Besant in the Chelsea net. The crowd on the edge of their seats as he comes in now and fires Palace into the lead. We've been gone just 5 minutes in this game. He moves it out to Humphrey. It's a very good cross to Ian Wright. Held by the Chelsea defender, allowed to go on. Wright shoots, it's there. It's goal number 2 for Crystal Palace. And they lead by 2 goals to 0. And what a splendid goal by Ian Wright. That was it. Dorigo. Have a shot from here. It took a deflection, and it's in. And I think it'll go down as a Tony Dorigo goal. It was during this game that Ian Wright says he scored his best goal so far.
The Chelsea goal, because it was my first goal of the season when I just got through and chipped Dave. And I think I got a lot of pleasure out of that because it was the first goal of the season and it was a fitting into a great game, really.
The watershed for Palace during the 89-90 season was a 9-0 drubbing at Liverpool. Steve Coppell acted quickly. He brought in Nigel Martyn from Bristol Rovers, a record £1 million at the time for a goalkeeper. Martyn plays down the size of the fee.
It was more other people's valuation, it wasn't my valuation. Like myself personally, I didn't value myself at that amount. It was the 2 clubs agreed it, and I was just happy to play for Palace. So far this season it's been a lot better. We're more solid at the back and I've had less to do, which makes it a bit easier.
Why are you more solid at the back?
I think it's the players that he's brought in, and we've had Wally Downs has actually come in and worked with us defensively, and it certainly helped.
Here's Glyn Hodges. Humphrey making a run down the right-hand side. Here he is. He's got a lot of space in which to work. Puts the cross in, Thompson, and there it is, the first goal. And Palace are ahead. What a great goal. And that was some splendid football from Crystal Palace.
There's no point going to Wembley and then finding yourself getting, 5,000 or 6,000 people at Selhurst in the second division again against the likes of Shrewsbury Town and what have you. You want to be in with the big boys, with Liverpool and Arsenal, and we've proved that we can stay with them.
Our survival in the First Division last year has given us that year's experience, and the majority of the team have enjoyed that experience, even though it was a hard lesson at times. Obviously the cup final given us credibility. It's given us all a little taste and feeling for success. And I think the other main ingredient is the additions we made to the squad in the summer. Eric Young, John Humphrey, Glyn Hodges, 3 players came in and to varying degrees have made an impact on the side.
Laws loses out to Barber. Wright onto Barber, he takes the 1-2, and here is Ian Wright. Can he go all the way? Sure, 1-0. And that's as good an early strike as you're likely to see from Richard Shaw. Well, the work done there by Ian Wright. It's taken quickly. It's Pearce. It's Pearce. Oh dear, straight through the legs of Nigel Martyn. Pearce, and that's about this one. Oh, he's done it again. Well, can you believe it? Stuart Pearce, it's 2 in almost as many minutes. Vaughan. Pulled away by Chettle. Punched away. Thomas. Oh, what an amazing goal. And Crystal Palace have done it. Right on time. Thomas has scored.
From First Division strugglers to front runners in under a year is no accident, says assistant manager Alan Smith.
I think we just got better players. I can honestly say, in my time here, we're not doing anything different. We've always trained hard, we've always worked long hours, we've always done a lot of ball work. But I just feel now that the players we've got are better. And the younger ones we've had, or the ones that have come through the 3rd and 4th division, they're better players. I don't think there's any magic ingredient to this. The more I'm in the game, at management level, the more I realise it is about the quality of the players, and the players we've got now are good footballers.
The boss has made some really good buys. We had to sort of shore up the defence, and Eric Young and John Humphreys have come in and been playing tremendous. I don't know how many goals we conceded so far, but it's not a lot, especially compared to last season.
For the club, I think it's healthy, and you've got to have that. We've got a good squad. You look at all the top sides in the First Division, they've all got big squads. And the secret is keeping the squad happy, and it shows in a reflection of the way we started, the way we are in the league at the moment. I think that's purely because we've got a big squad.
You and Phil have interchanged so many times this season. Is that frustration to you, or are you happy to go out and give your best for 60 minutes, say?
It's funny, after 60 minutes, you keep looking at the bench and everyone's warming up, you're looking for the number 11 comes up so many times. We've had a word with me and Phil, we're going to try and burn it, I think, get some can of petrol and cremate it or something. But, obviously you're aware of that all the time. But, the manager picks a side and he calls a tune, so you've got to abide by it, haven't you?
It's very frustrating for any player. You want to play first team football. When I came, I knew that Ian and Mark were the regular first choice strikers, and I've had to bide my time. At the time, I played because they were injured. Now I've just got to bide my time and hope I can get back again sometime.
Well, this is really what the League Cup is all about. Guarantees the smaller clubs a biggish payday as the ball goes forward to Wright down this left-hand side. He's got support inside him. He goes alone. And he made it look so simple. Sends up the field there. That's one that Ian Wright might chase. He was in with a chance, and that is very nicely tucked away indeed by Ian Wright. A bit short, but anyway, got to Humphrey okay in the end. Right, now here's a great opportunity. Oh, loses out. Hodges. Oh, yes, beautiful stuff from Palace. Shaw, the long ball. Now then, there's something on here. Right in the middle. And there is something on because there is a superb goal for Crystal Palace. Gary Thompson is on. Remember, Glyn Hodges there came on at half-time for Phil Barber. So it's an attacker for a defender. And what about that? Well, I'm not going to claim that the substitution had anything to do with that. But it's Ian Wright. They still get the corner to Palace. Here is Wright again. It's taken a deflection. It's there. It's a goal. And that is goal number 6. And it's Ian Wright's hat-trick. Hodges' kick. Thompson. It's there. It's 7. Seconds tick away. It's there off the post. One of the summer signings, winger Glyn Hodges, gives the reason behind his move to Palace.
There was 3 clubs in the end, and one was up north, Sheffield United, and Wimbledon and Palace. And I took it all into account, the fact that Palace, have got great potential anyway, because I mean I've always lived in the area, and I know a lot of Palace fans. There's a big crowd, so I thought I'd go for something a bit different, so that's why I chose Palace.
Thomas. Getting away down this left-hand side, it's Ian Wright against Shilton, and Wright is the winner. Wright. Hodges. And what a nice little goal there from Mark Wright.
It was just a near post header from Hodgie got the ball and just curled it around the defender. And it doesn't look much to maybe supporters, but to players who, when you have to make runs and get clear of people, it was just a little touch to take it. Yeah, it's satisfying to take it inside the near post, and I suppose Peter Shilton being in the goal as well, enjoyed that.
Any defence will tell you that the strike duo of Wright and Bright is a potent partnership. But what are their views on one another?
Ian's totally opposite to me. Skill, pace, and just things straight off the cuff. Opportunities just arise for him, just takes advantage of them and takes people on and runs at people. And I'd like to be able to do that, but I suppose that's why I admire Ian so much, because he can do it and I can't.
The opposite, really. He's a big man. He brings people into a play really well. Gets good flick-ons. And like I say, I'd like to be able to do that as well as he does, but you can't have everything. So the fact that we're working together is just benefited both of us.
By the end of September, Palace were in 4th place, still unbeaten. Their cup final opponents, Manchester United, on the same number of points, had already lost 3 times this season. Right. And Palace have sprung the offside trap. It's Wright and Thomas. Wright, Thomas, 1-0 to Palace. What a clinical finish, broken from their own half, and Jeff Thomas the scorer. Speed, and Leeds have brought it level. It's 1 each.
Palace is the most easygoing club I've been at. I like it here, the lads are friendly, it's good, you have a good laugh and that. It's a nice bunch of lads. The other clubs I was at, Aston Villa, Sheffield Wednesday and places, Graham Taylor, Howard Wilkinson, they're very strict, but they get results. So, I mean, at the end of the day, what you want is results.
Palace now are getting results as well.
That's right.
A successful cup run.
Yeah, they've shown you can do it both ways. I think a lot of other clubs wouldn't have been able to handle it, but the way Palace have come, I mean, as soon as I've joined, they won the semi-final. And things went on from there. Now people are talking about us as maybe a big club. We took the first steps on the way, and hopefully things can carry on from there.
I remember coming up in the first division with Wimbledon all them years ago. We went away from the 4th to the 1st. And when I got into the 1st, we got promoted from the 2nd. I sat down and thought, hang about, I'm watching these stars on the TV every week, and I'm not going to be good enough. Or you start doubt. There's a bit of self-doubt there, because you never actually experienced it. But after a few games, we finished 6th in that there. One at Liverpool, one at Manchester United. And you get that confidence, which is what football's all about. And having taken Manchester United to 2 games in the cup final, I think that was a stepping stone that they needed. And now they all believe in themselves, and they're very confident. And once you've got that self-belief, then there's nothing can stop you.
Would you say the leap from the 2nd to the 1st is the biggest between any of the divisions?
Definitely. I mean, that's I've done it. It's the 2nd time I've done it. But from Watford, I got injured in the summer, and even if I had a full pre-season, it's still a major step. And having lost out on all my training, I found that I was behind the rest and struggling. And obviously I've had injuries as well after that. But I'm just waiting for time I'll get a clear period and catch up. But it's definitely a bigger step, yeah.
Well, every signing is a gamble. You always think in terms of trying to give yourself the best percentages to make sure that the player is successful for your club. Eric Young, on the face of it, 30 years old, it was a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. We wouldn't hide that, but it was the market rate. It was the price we had to pay for somebody who was tried and tested. Eric's been in the 1st division for 4 or 5 years with Wimbledon. He knew what it was all about. He saw himself as one of the best centre-halves in the division. and haven't seen his performances this year, I certainly wouldn't disagree with him. He has been top quality week in, week out.
And Sagers. Now there you are, the long ball forward. Cork. McGee. Oh, what a fine goal. Martyn stranded. There's nothing he could do about that one. McGee on a sixpence. It's 1-0 to Wimbledon. John Salako with the corner. 8. It's cross. And a nice goal from Thomas. Fine header. And Palace are level. Just look at the agility there from Jeff Thomas. Humphrey. And Salako cuts it forward. Ian Wright, chance here. It falls to Humphrey. He started the move and he's finished the move. Shaw looking for movement. Ian Wright. What a super ball, Humphrey. Salako, got a space ahead of him. Wright. Gray. Clinical finishing, Andy Gray. A wonderful knockdown here by Wright. But could you ask for a better finish? Wallop. Kept quiet in this game. But he shakes off Thomas's attentions. And a nice little ball over Nigel Martyn. A quality goal by John Pashinou. The excitement continues to mount as Hodges puts the cross in. And it's there. It's Mark Wright with the goal. Nice ball in from Hodges. He'll be pleased with that one. What a good finish. Going forward again. McGee, he scored one. And he's got a second, and that was neat football. 4-3 to Palace. In the beginning of November, Palace, 4th, are with the elite of Liverpool, Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. Palace are a fast and fit side. That's the preserve of first-team coach Ian Brandfoot.
Probably by other First Division club standards, it is fairly rigorous, and I think we like to think that the players are fit and fit enough to do the job properly. And I think the performances this season especially have proved that certainly we've not been done for fitness by any team yet, and I think we've rarely been outplayed in any game, and that's saying something. That's a good achievement. Who says we're an all-physical side? I think it's the media who say that, not us. I think the thing is that if you can say that every game or every team that plays against you, if they say that it's a hard game against Crystal Palace, we are quite satisfied with that. We don't want people to come to Selhurst and have an easy time. And I think every game so far this season, yeah, it has been hard physically, but the game is physical. And if we can say that every team that's come to Palace has had a hard game, then that's good. You know, we don't mind that.
If you have intelligent pace, not just pace, then you are an excellent player. I like to think that throughout the team we do have pace. Nobody's going to frighten us from that point of view defensively, and also from an attacking point of view. We have immediate pace with Ian Wright, John Salako, Eddie McGoldrick. These people, they go from standing to very quick in a very short space of time, and it's the balance of these people with the other players in the side who, as you say, just frighten other teams just with sheer exuberant pace.
Anybody complains when they're working hard. I think whether it be in football or any other sport or any work at all, human beings don't like working hard. It's a natural instinct, and when they work hard, they complain. The more they complain, the more they work hard. So, you know, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And as I said before, we've not been done physically or fitness-wise in any game yet, and that's got to be good.
The way Graham Taylor wanted it at Villa and the way Steve Coppell wants it here is when teams come down to Selhurst Park, they're frightened to play, they're scared of us, and we're starting to get that sort of feeling now. Teams did used to put us under pressure, but now we're putting teams under pressure, and that make it difficult for them. And at the end of the day, the lads are getting their just desserts.
Manchester United on the attack once more. Here's Wallace. It's there, 1-0. Neil Webb back in the side and scoring a vital goal. Webb. Nice one from Wallace. He's beaten them. Wallace has scored, and Palace head towards their first defeat of the season.
Well, I think I'm basically there, Simon, to pick up the bits. You know, Steve's the manager. He makes the decisions. He'll ask me what I think, and as and when he does ask, I obviously give my opinion. But basically, I see my role as being there when Steve may be away on a trip or he wants a little bit of advice, just to pick up the bits and make sure that everything ticks over all right and that the players are fairly comfortable.
Not all players come through the youth ranks. England B's Jeff Thomas was an electrician when 4th Division Rochdale spotted him.
Just a matter of 2 days a week training. And I was training as an electrician at the time, so, as I say, football was a hobby to me.
Now, of course, it's your life, it's your dedication. Could you ever see you going back to fixing plugs?
Hopefully not. I hope to have a good enough living out of football, so when my career does come to an end, me and the family would be quite happy, you know. But I wouldn't mind going back to doing things like that, you know. Never forget your roots, that's what they say anyway.
Now, tell us a bit about your career, because didn't you come into football a little bit later than most?
Yeah, I came in at 21, 1987, I think, in July 87, that's when I came into football and managed to get in the Rovers team for the start of that season, and then I've played ever since.
I started with Graham Taylor as a coach, player coach, and I've progressed up through the youth team, reserve team, first team coach to the management chair. So I've had a fairly good basic all-round experience, and it's stood me in good stead.
Do you find it's a bit of a come down now that you're first team coach after being manager of a side?
When you're coming from the 3rd Division to the 1st Division, it's certainly not a come down. And to get back into the 1st Division has been great reward. I've enjoyed it immensely, you know. And I found it difficult when I first left Reading. But getting back into the 1st Division has been a great reward. And it's certainly different from anything else. And it's a lot nicer to be at the top end, if you like, than slaving away in the 3rd and 4th.
I was fortunate enough to have a period of being away out of the country. I lived in Amsterdam for 3 months, and I decided when I was in Amsterdam that there was something in football that I wanted to get rid of, and that's why I chose to make myself available for a job in football, and I was lucky that Ron Nodes gave me the opportunity at Palace.
Salako. Gray forward. Links with Wright. Good chance. Just wide. Just forward. Here's Wright. He's found it difficult today, but a chance now. Ian Wright. Salako. Nice chip. Oh, Gray off the feet of one of the Leyton Orient players. It's Carter. Free. Oh, he's lost out here. Danger. Oh, and the Leyton Orient man, Steve Castle, just lost his composure at the end. So Palace really finding it difficult today. Salako. Oh, good save. Paul Heald right behind that one. Now a chance for Ian Wright down this left-hand side. Right. And, oh, Heald read it well. And Heald is in outstanding form. Thomas leaves it for Gray. Gray there by Eric Young. Wright. And Salako. Standing firm, Leyton Orient as the cross comes in. Gray battling back for it. Wright, it's there. The cross from Wright, the header from Wright, a lethal combination.
The crowds are up. Palace have taken their place alongside Spurs, Arsenal and Liverpool. So what of the future? Skipper Jeff Thomas.
The way things are going, they're going very quickly at the moment, but with Ron Nodes as chairman and, you know, Steve Coppell still there as a boss, nothing, you know, you can't really say how far Palace are going to go. Obviously, we have to stay in the First Division, and while we're doing that, things are going to get better and better for everybody.
We've got 3 planning applications, one for each of 3 sides of the ground. We're waiting for the results of the 4th one on the Holmesdale Road end, which is a Holmesdale Terrace. If that's approved, then of course we have a plan which would enable us to comply with the Taylor report. In other words, going all-seater. So we can't really start anything at all until we know Holmesdale Road is approved, because there's roof lines and those sort of things that are important. So we're waiting on that. I would think that next summer we will attempt to put a 1st and 2nd floor onto the building where we built the ground floor immediately outside the main entrance, the new entrance to the club. We'll attempt to do that. We will also attempt to provide a new Lifeline lounge bar area, perhaps where the lottery office is at the moment, on the 1st floor of the main stand. And then we will intend to develop the Glaziers Club, which is a Lifeline lounge at the moment, rather like the 500 Club lounge has been, that was open this season, which of course is already a success to the point that everybody seems to want to get in there.
Free kick. Shaw and Gray go for it. Gray in the end. Seaman plucks it from the ground. Thomas has got a bit of space to work in. His cross, and Seaman out quickly to receive that one. Bulls win it. Nobody has. And Thomas, can he turn on it? Well, Arsenal crowd him out, but the danger not averted as the shot goes in. John Salako with it. And this is a frustrating game for Palace. And can they make something of this one? It's there! But Salako will find his joy turn to disappointment, because he's been ruled offside. A close decision, as you can see. Wright. Save off the legs of David Seaman. Now Limpar in a bit of space. It's opening up before him. Limpar! Save from Nigel Martyn. As far as Dixon. Winterburn steals in, and that wasn't far of Nigel Martyn's post. Wright keeps it in. That's inside to Thomas. 2 men on the far post. Now can Salako find them? He's got round his men. Chance here. Seaman's first to it.
I think it's a tribute to the lads when teams like Arsenal come down on Saturday, and Arsenal were looking for the draw, and that's a compliment to the management and the staff at Crystal Palace.
Whenever a manager leaves one of the so-called big clubs, the name of Steve Coppell is often mentioned as a replacement. There's little doubt he's highly rated in the game, even tipped as a future England boss. But what do his colleagues think of Coppell? Assistant Alan Smith is full of praise.
Well, I think he's unique in as far as he is prepared to delegate more than other managers I've worked for. He's prepared to ask people's opinions, Simon. You know, we don't tend to have long meetings. He tends to get people in individually. And I think he always draws his own conclusions towards the end of the week, but he's quite prepared in the week to let the reins loose a little bit, let people do their own thing. Comes Thursdays and Fridays, he starts to get his act together, and there's no doubt by Saturday who's the manager.
Steve's a lot more quieter. He seems to be. He seems to let you get on the same thing. He puts his point across without probably getting so worked up as Jerry. Jerry used to get really worked up in the change room and used to have a go at us a few times. But Steve's more laid back and a quieter sort of man.
I felt that he should have been working with Bobby Robson, perhaps part-time, so he was still Palace manager. And I think that if Robson had stayed for another 4 years, they could have schooled Steve to take over from him. I think Platini's done it, Beckenbauer's done it. I didn't see any reason why Steve Coppell shouldn't. And I think tactically, he's as capable as anybody I've met of doing it. And I think that's what you need as an England manager. You don't need a coach. You need certainly someone who's tactically as good as the Continentals, because you're going to pick the best players in England anyway. You're not going to be able to teach them techniques before an international. All you've got to do is pick a team to win a game. That may sound, that's for making it a bit simple. But Steve's good at that. I mean, that's how we beat Liverpool in the semi-final. And a number of other league matches. People look at us last year, and on paper, we weren't the best side. We won an awful lot of games that perhaps we didn't look the strongest team, and we won it because of Steve's tactical ability. And the players played to orders.
Lee. Good challenges going in there. Andy Gray winning this one. Now Gray for Palace. Ian Wright has taken the deflection. It's come off Parker. I think it'll go down as an own goal, but it's 1-0 to Palace. And there's the man that made it, Ian Wright. But Parker helping it in. And it will go down as a known goal to him. Gray. Wright, off the bar. And back in again. Comes in at the far post and looks dangerous. And there it is. Roy Wegley. It on. And in from Ian Wright. He's had a great game. And now he's rounded off by scoring the goal that puts Palace back into the lead. It's 2-1.
You can't really beat Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, the support of Wednesday was unbelievable. They used to take 5,000 with them everywhere. But then when I went to Villa, they did the same sort of thing. And I came here, and this has been on a par with them. I mean, this could be a very big club.
Really, you see the potential here at Crystal Palace?
It's a lot of potential, and I hope to play my part in it.
Did you find that the supporters expected good things of you because you were that fee, and of course you were the record fee for Palace?
Yeah, well, I think they have every right to. If a club spends that sort of money, then the player's got to produce. Otherwise, it makes the club look silly and the player. But hopefully I've done okay and made everyone happy.
We've had the return from the supporters, a terrific return, but we need more. I have been told that within a 20-minute walk of Sellers Park, there's 500,000 people. So for us to ask that we get a regular home crowd of in excess of 20,000, I don't think is out of the question. And if we continue to be at the top end of the table, I would like to think that our average gate by the end of the year, by the end of this season, will certainly be very close to 25,000. And again, I don't think that's out of the question. We are now providing the product. We hope that the people support us, and I think if they support us, then we get that wonderful snowball effect, whereas we can invest more in the stadium and the players, and everything improves all around.
Headed on by Wright out. And Shaw. It's 1-0, and Richard Shaw has delicately placed it past Nigel Martyn. Wright stealing on here. Oh, what a finish. What a finish. 1-1. Got him behind Osman. He didn't need a second invitation. Straight in the corner of the net. Shearer. His ball wasn't too good, and here comes Thomas. Forward run from Wright. Is this his second? It is. Well, Southampton have no answer to Ian Wright. A great ball from Thomas. And Wright, very confident. Southampton try and work something with Adams putting the cross in. Comes out for Wright out. Well, that was a very cheeky goal. But it's levelled the score at 2 apiece. Done by Young. And Wright has squeezed it in at the far post. The header, and the gentlest of touches.
Palace now have a significant number of players on international duty. Steve Coppell is delighted the club are now recognised as a team full of top-quality players.
When somebody does get chosen for England, then it lifts the whole club. Everybody else then aspires to be the next player who plays for their country. With Eric Young being involved with the Welsh squads, that's 2 players we've had. Nigel Martyn's been on the fringe of the squads. Glyn Hodge has been involved. International weeks used to mean nothing to us. Now we have 3 or 4 players away, and I think it lifts everybody. It gives the players concerned a fresh perspective, and it gives the players who don't go away an appetite to try and emulate the players who are called up.
Really good quality, players are really good, everybody's so nice and all that, very friendly atmosphere. It is really nice to be in at the moment.
Well, it's great to be working with Peter Shilton. I've been twice now, and the work that I've done with him has helped me tremendously. And I've tried to bring some of the exercises that he does, try to bring them back to the training ground and work with the coaching staff here and getting to do that, and then hopefully that should improve my game.
And just explain to us the kind of things that you would do with Peter Shilton.
Oh, he does a lot of agilities, a lot of making saves and quickly back on your feet for the next save, that type of thing. A lot of work on the crosses and just positional sense, but it's mostly the agilities that Peter does.
And you're a young man in your 20s. Do you find it amazing that at 40, Peter Shilton has just retired from international football and still plays in the First Division?
Oh yeah, he's tremendously fit still, very agile. He's probably quicker than the 3 keepers that go on the England squad. He's probably quicker than all 3 of us. So it's something to aim for when you've got somebody like that. When you're working with somebody like that, it makes you want to try and get as good as he was or still is.
It's nice to be picked, and when you actually play for your country. It's brilliant when you stand there with your national anthem. Obviously, I mean, I was born in Mitcham, but my parents and my family are still from Wales. And when I go down there, the proudest moment was me playing at Swansea when my father was born, and him actually sat in the stands and watching. Now that was a good moment. But I obviously to go on and get a few more caps as well.
You said playing for my country. Do I take it therefore that you consider yourself Welsh?
Well, I hope my mum doesn't see this video, because she's a London girl, and she always pulls my leg. You know, I mean, we get a lot of stick in the house when it's England-Wales rugby, let alone international football. Obviously, it's my country that I chose to represent, and so that is my that's it.
And as you say, if things go well at Palace for you, then every chance that Terry Yoros will call you back into that Welsh side. A Welsh side now that looks as though it's beginning to fire like it's promised to do for a long, long time and hasn't.
Well, yeah, we started off quite well, but we've got another hard group, and you've got to beat the world champions to get to the European Championship. So that's an uphill battle, but if you go into that game, hoping to win and give it your best shot.
Nice kick. Oh, what a fine header. Mark Wright directing it into the top corner. Thought it was a free kick. But how did he squeeze it in? So Palace on the rampage again. Oh, and a fine save there from Guzovic, using all 6'5" of his frame. Right, little flick. Andy Gray didn't need a second invitation. Deft little touch here. Look at that. And just look at this. On to Regis, and that's a first goal for Coventry City.
And so, approaching December, the top 4 remain the same: Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs and Palace. The lesser positions are changing, but Palace remain flying high. They march on, cups to win, titles to chase. Can they do it?
Well, I think it's too early to say that at the moment. I think we've got to build the foundation slowly. It's taken us 7 years to get this far. In fairness to your Arsenal's, Tottenham's, Manchester United, Chelsea's, they've been around for a long time, and I think still we're only in our 2nd year. I think we could go on to do something really good. We could look to go into Europe, But, you know, in this game, directly you start talking that way, sometimes football's got a nasty habit of hitting you. So I think if we just keep our feet on the ground, keep working, keep enjoying ourselves at Mitcham and, you know, just doing basics, I think we'll be all right. Once we start getting too carried away, as sure as anything, that would be the kiss of death for us.
If we can afford to pay the sort of wages that another club would pay our best players, then they will stay with us. They know what they're worth in the marketplace. If we can't give it to them, they'll make no mistake about it. They will move on to where they can get what they think they're worth. Palace has now proved that it can afford to pay the going rate in the marketplace. That's the first plus for us. Also, the players can see that we're improving the side by adding quality players to the squad. They want to win things in their career, and they're staying with us because they think we've got a chance of winning something, and they've also got a chance of earning what they think they're really worth.
You start talking potential and all of a sudden the dreaded team of the 80s tag is thrown at you. You know, we don't aspire, I don't think, to be any bigger than we deserve to be. We know through the hard work that's taken place over the past 5 or 6 years, we know what it does take to achieve a degree of success. We now have to multiply that and more to try and maintain our position in the First Division, to improve our stadium, to improve the number of people, or increase rather the number of people who watch us on a week-to-week basis, to increase the number of the hardcore supporters who'll come and watch us in all weathers, and then who knows. But you know, we certainly have no targets to match any other team. We just want to be as good as we can be.
It's a good feeling when the crowd are starting to edge us on, especially with 20 minutes to go and your legs start getting a bit tired and the enthusiasm just starts to drain a little bit. That extra amount from the crowd means a lot.
A big thank you to all the people who have supported us, and if possible, if they can be sort of evangelical about Crystal Palace and spread the word to friends, family, relatives, acquaintances, anybody, because the more people we have at the club, the better atmosphere. All the big games we've had this year, Chelsea, Arsenal, the atmosphere that's been created has been terrific for me to see. From the 5,000 and 6,000 we used to have in my first year to the 20-odd thousand now, it's a hell of a change. It's great to see, and long may it continue.